Okay, this is now the 5-minute tarot for the 27th of February 2017, and today's card is the Two of Pentacles, or the Two of Coins. So if we look at the card, we see this fellow standing by the sea balanced on one foot, and he's got a coin in each hand, and there's a circle, a figure of 8 around the two pentacles. And if you look at the sea behind you, you've got high waves and a couple of ships on the top of the wave. So I was struck this time when I looked at the card by the what's going on in the background. So, and also from the shape of the figure of 8, it looks like with this particular card you're dealing with ups and downs, right? So will it go well? Yes and no. Will I meet somebody and get married? Yes and no. You know what I mean? It's that kind of, you've got good news and bad news. Generally, when the card is upright, the default position is good news, but it's not 100% good news. You've got glitches, or you're going to have a couple of little problems to sort out. It looks like that type of up and down, if we get that idea. And it's shown by the what's going on in the background on the sea. But we ought to remember that the waves in the background in the sea, what that shows is something natural, or something that's normal, right? Because the waves go up and down. So the ups and downs that you're going to go through, let's say the Two of Pentacles shows up in the future, the ups and downs that you're going to go through are not something bad, because it's normal, right? The waves go up and down. So if you expect only smooth sailing, you're going to be disappointed. But if you can accept that there will be ups and downs, then you're going to be quite at home and quite content. Even when things are, when you're going down, it doesn't matter. You know you're going to be coming up again. And if we look at the ships in the background on the water, ships are built to float, right? So with that in mind, the fact that the ships are on top of the waves and floating on top of the water, with the Two of Pentacles, make sure that whatever you're thinking or whatever you're planning makes sense, or it's fit. There's an expression, fit for purpose. If you're going to build something or do something, make sure that what you bring to it works or fits. So if you're going to build a house, you don't take along ice cream and crockery. So if you're going to build a house, you take along a hammer and nails and a saw, that type of thing. So with the ship on sailing on the water can indicate that you brought the right tools to the job, or you brought the right attitude, or an attitude that works, that fits the purpose of the job or the experience or the situation that you're dealing in. And that figure of 8, and in a way, the waves going up and down can represent repetition, in the same way that the 8, if you take the movement of like this, going round and round, that's repetition as well. And because we're dealing with repetition, it's a bit like we need to consider the whole cycle. So when we're looking at the Two of Pentacles, we need to also be asking, what happened in the past? What is the history? And what's the past behavior? Or what's typical behavior? Because it's a cycle. You're going to go through into the future, but then you're going to come back to the past again. So if you can know about the past and what was normal or typical, or the kind of thing that happened, you can make sure that what you're planning for the future will fit. Or if what you're planning for the future doesn't quite fit, then make sure it can be redone. So it's a bit like if you want a long-term relationship and you meet this person who's been divorced 5 times. I'm not saying that it's not going to work, but you know, the odds are kind of against it. If somebody in the past has had relationships that haven't worked, maybe they've learned something and they're going to finally settle down. But that's the kind of thing to make sure about before you commit yourself. So ups and downs and repetition. And because there's repetition and the need for balance, because the fellow's standing on one foot, make sure that it can work, that things and the people fit together to produce something that can handle ups and downs. Okay, that was it for today. Tomorrow, I can't remember what the card for tomorrow is, but I'll see you then. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.